Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode in the journey of my cooking experience. It has been a month since I've gotten the Thermomix and I thought it would be good to share my experience with it. The greatest thing that I've had after this machine was to overcome the mindset that cooking was difficult, cooking was not worthwhile. So basically, what have I learned? Now, prior to having this, I always thought that it's not economical to cook for small numbers, and it is extremely troublesome to cook for small numbers. So to that, I would say that with Thermomix having such a small mixing bowl, it can be quite economical to cook for small numbers. Most of the recipes could be for 6 persons, 8 persons, or 12 portions, but you could halve the recipe and then keep the cooked food for another day or give it away to friends. So unlike the traditional sense of cooking where maybe big pots and big pans and you have a big rice cooker, the minimum size for economy of scale may be quite huge, and that may discourage many from cooking. And as a result, most people tend to buy back or eat out. I'm glad to say that after this 1 month of experience, it is actually very cheap to cook for a small number of people using the Thermomix. Now to the second item where it's extremely troublesome to cook for small numbers, and that's very true because in my experience thus far, cooking is not just the actual cooking. There is the preparation phase, the cooking phase, as well as the cleaning phase. The preparation phase was probably the biggest mindset change that I've had and the biggest obstacle that I had to clear. Because in preparation, it was not just about buying the items, but also preparing the ingredients. So in the earlier episodes, I've already shared the problem that I've had with buying items. Basically, I could not identify what kind of onions to buy, what kind of garlics to buy. I didn't have salt and pepper at home. Even things like soya sauce and sesame sauce, it was difficult because looking at the ingredients, does it mean light soya sauce, dark soya sauce, white sesame sauce, dark sesame sauce? And after a while of experience, I realized there is some experimental and room for error, but also you understand what kind of sauces or condiments are required for Asian cooking or for Western cooking. And that's happened to me in the past month alone. So the preparation mindset took a bit of effort to cross. And also when I do not have so many items at home, the basic essentials, it is difficult to start cooking when I look at the ingredient list and recognize that I'd hardly have any of these items at home. So that was the preparation part. And preparation also includes some basic cooking skills. Dicing, slicing, peeling. I've not done any of this before, so I had to go through the painstaking steps of learning from YouTube and friends. So a simple thing like the front of the knife, the center of the knife, the back of the knife, the side of the knife, they all have their purposes, and it requires a lot of experience, try and error to get it right. So I'm glad to report that after 1 month, I'm much more confident in the way I prepare food. Now with this out of the way, the second and third items I mentioned earlier, the cooking and the cleaning, is extremely easy with the Thermomix. Now basically in the traditional cooking sense, you have your pots and pans as I mentioned. You can have your gas cooker or your induction cooker, ceramic cooker. You have your cooking, your rice cooker for example. So there are a lot of things to handle at many different places and different timing. Whereas everything here happens within the premise of one Thermomix. Now Thermomix in terms of cooking has three items that you need to set. Basically it's the time that you want to cook, the temperature, and also the speed of stirring or blending. Now all this is made even easier with cookie dough. Most of the recipes I've done thus far, because I'm a basic person in cooking, I've decided that I should start off with following cookie dough straight away. And I'll put a different episode on how easy it is to use cookie dough for cooking. Now with all the automation done by the system, it is actually quite simple, basically throwing in ingredients at the right time and following the steps. Now once you've done the preparation, the cooking was done actually simply for you. And with cooking out of the way and not having to handle so many different types of pots, pans and different stoves and appliances, it now leaves with the cleaning. Prior to using a Thermomix, I'll always have to mop the floor if I'm using a frying pan or using a pot, and there'll be spillage. But with Thermomix, everything is encapsulated into the mixing bowl, so there's hardly any spillage. And most of the time, I'm happy to report that the kitchen top, the kitchen floor is extremely clean after cooking. And for cleaning, all I needed to do was pour in some water, a few drops of detergent, and there's a pre-clean mode. Basically what it does is it spins at a high speed and it heats up a little bit. Now with spinning at high speed and also at higher temperature, it removes a lot of particles that stuck in the blades or the grease, simply by adding a little bit of detergent as well. And after this, I simply pour out the remnant and still brush and rinse the mixing bowl because I want it really sparkling clean. But that's about it. That's all there is to cleaning. There's nothing else besides just this mixing bowl. And it makes cleaning so much more convenient and easy, so that when you think about cooking the next time, the preparation, the cooking, and the cleaning is quite a seamless step to just simply use a Thermomix. And that's what I've appreciated thus far for this month. Now, even the simplest item previously, like instant noodles, I would think twice about using a pot to boil water to cook instant noodles. Most of the time, I'll simply use a microwave to heat up water and to throw in the noodles and the seasoning. But with Thermomix, I've gone so many steps further. It is still the simple way of throwing ingredients in and using it, but now I could add things like onions, cabbage, carrots, and still, with the press of a button, the instant noodle is cooked very nicely. So this is my experience thus far with Thermomix in this past month, and I'm glad to report that I'm very satisfied with this product. It has helped me to learn cooking, to also progress in the kind of dishes I have at home, besides buying back or eating out at restaurants when the time allows it. So it expands the culinary skill of a person, and really a lot of options you have from different recipes. And from here onwards, now I'm beginning to experiment with different recipes that are not meant for Thermomix, but to translate them into how Thermomix can cook them for me. Thank you for joining me in this journey. Till the next episode, take care and see you.